Let me shatter a myth you've been fed your entire life. Be nice to everyone. That's the kind of guidance that keeps people ordinary, soft, and unnoticed. The truth is, if you're kind to all, you're valued by none. Kindness is a tool when used with intention, but if you toss it around like free samples, it loses its impact. You become the nice one people overlook, walk on, and exploit. You think the world honors kindness? No. It rewards performance. It rewards power. It rewards those who draw attention, not those who plead for it with insincere grins and hollow politeness. You've been led to believe that being kind will make others like you. But here's the harsh reality. Being liked is not the same as being respected. And in this life, respect will take you places approval never could. You hesitate to be assertive. You hesitate to draw the line. You're scared that being honest might upset someone. But people admire raw authenticity, not polished fake manners. You owe no one your energy. You owe no one your schedule. And you certainly don't owe your kindness to everyone you meet. Genuine kindness is powerful. It shows control, grit, and high standards. Not everyone deserves front row access to your better side. Kindness isn't weakness, but kindness without boundaries is. If you're aiming to thrive in life, you need to master restraint. Learn when to walk away and know when to shield your peace no matter what. Quit trying to win everyone's favor. Focus on cultivating strength, presence, and direction. And when you do choose to be kind, let it carry weight. Be kind to a select few. Be honest with everyone, but never be feeble. Kindness is a form of currency. You don't go throwing $100 bills to strangers on the sidewalk. So why are you offering your kindness like it's endless air? Every time you grin at someone who hasn't earned it. Every time you help someone who doesn't return the effort. Every time you inconvenience yourself to be pleasant to those who add no value to your world. You're draining your emotional reserves. And the brutal truth? Most people couldn't care less. They'll soak up your kindness, deplete your energy, pretend they appreciate it, and then do it all over again tomorrow. You're acting like a vending machine of generosity, believing that if you keep doing good, life will somehow pay you back. Stop fooling yourself. Life isn't balanced, and the universe doesn't reward noble intentions. It rewards execution. It rewards dominance. It rewards those with strategy. People can detect vulnerability. They know when your kindness is just a mask, an attempt to be liked, to dodge tension, or to maintain an image. That sort of kindness isn't courageous, it's desperate. It's driven by fear, not by confidence. You think showing kindness to everyone makes you a superior human? Wrong. It makes you a target. You become the one people call when they need a favor and forget the second you need one. You become the person they flatter when they need help and disrespect the moment you stand your ground. You become everyone's welcome mat. And no one respects a doormat. They wipe their dirt on it. And here's the worst part, you allowed it. You coached them into treating you that way. You gave endlessly, smiled constantly, and kept agreeing, hoping it would earn their admiration. All it did was reveal your lack of limits. Your kindness should be something earned, not something automatic. It should carry meaning. If you're nice to all, your kindness means nothing. It's like printing too much money. The more there is, the less it's worth. Want people to value you, want them to take you seriously, then stop scattering your energy like flyers on a street corner. You're not on this planet to win the approval of every taker, every fake friend, every user. You're here to build something strong, to be impossible to ignore, to succeed. Kindness belongs in your arsenal, but only when used with discernment and intent. You don't give it to the crowd, you offer it to those who've earned it. People don't admire the agreeable, they look up to the powerful. You think that if you're constantly saying yes and staying pleasant, you'll keep the peace and win loyalty. Nope. That only shows you lack backbone. And in this world, being predictable means being invisible. Nobody remembers the one who always smiles, nods, and compromises. They remember the one who draws a line and stands behind it no matter what. Each time you say yes when your soul screams no, you shrink. You diminish yourself to make others feel good. And they notice, they detect that fragility, and they exploit it. Humans test boundaries. It's part of nature. And when your limits are flimsy, you're nothing but a tool for their benefit. They'll keep taking your time, your peace, your spirit. And you'll keep giving, believing you're doing what's right. No, you're just making yourself easier to manipulate. They taught you to be nice, agreeable, and selfless, but no one warned you of the costs. No one told you that when you stop standing your ground, you disappear. People don't worry about offending you. They don't care if they let you down because they know you'll tolerate it. You train them to expect your silence. And people never cherish what they can predict, manage, and control. They don't honor the people who always say yes. They look up to the ones brave enough to say no. That doesn't serve me. The ones who never dilute themselves to fit others' molds. You weren't made to be simple. You weren't made to be liked. You were made to command respect. And that doesn't come from always being sweet. It comes from having boundaries. It comes from refusing to be manipulated. You don't earn respect by pleasing everyone. You earn it by knowing what you allow and enforcing it fiercely. You owe no one your submission. You owe no one comfort. And if they vanish once you stop being their puppet, let them go. Your time, your emotional bandwidth, your presence, they're all expensive. And the moment you stop giving it away, others start treating it like gold. Quit begging for acceptance with your nice behavior. Establish the damn limits. Be unmovable. Be honored. The world doesn't uplift softness. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't value your kindness or the sacrifices you made. It rewards dominance. It celebrates those who own the space they walk into, not the ones who tiptoe around, afraid of stepping on toes. You believe your niceness will lead to achievement. No. It's what's keeping you chained. It's what keeps you tame, obedient, and ineffective in a brutal world. This softness they preach is meant to keep you under control. Be nice, be passive, be endlessly understanding. And while you're doing that, someone with less talent but more fire is outpacing you. He's not superior. He's just fearless. He's not asking. He's taking. He doesn't seek approval. He demands respect. And you wonder why you're still stuck. Because you're sitting around waiting for life to reward your kindness. That's not how the game is played. Look at the ones who are rising, the ones with legacy, the ones rewriting rules. They aren't gentle, they're decisive, they're unapologetic. They're not worrying about being loved. They're breaking through barriers to make sure they're remembered. And that kind of legacy isn't born from endless kindness. It's born from resolve, passion, and laser focus. The world doesn't crown the nicest person. It gives the throne to the one who's bold enough to claim it. You've been deceived. You were told that kindness and strength were the same. They're not. Strength is power restrained. Kindness is an instrument. But if kindness is the only thing you carry into battle, you've already lost. You're not respected. You're merely tolerated. You're not followed. You're used. You're not feared. You're forgotten. Life rewards those who step up, speak out, and show up with confidence. Not those who play it safe and hope someone notices. If you want to create impact, stop believing your sweetness is your superpower. It's not. It's what's holding you back. Toughen up. Get intentional. And stop confusing likability with greatness. Excessive kindness turns into cowardice. Let's be honest. It's fear. You're not kind because of goodness. You're kind because you're scared. Scared to disrupt, scared to reject, scared to disappoint, scared to spark conflict. You've trained yourself to dodge it at all costs. You've convinced yourself that staying pleasant is virtuous. It's not. It's cowardice, wearing a mask. And cowardice is exactly what you become when kindness is your default. You're not a warrior, you're a pushover. You've been groomed to smile while others take advantage. They waste your time, lie straight to your face, and trample on your space. And still, you let it happen, holding on to the delusion that someday your patience will be rewarded. It won't. Because the more generous you are without any standards, the more they escalate. They push your limits, test your tolerance, take advantage, dig deeper. Because you've already shown them there are no consequences, no resistance, no spark behind your eyes, just a soft, compliant expression that says, it's fine, I'll deal with it. And then you ask why no one takes you seriously. It's because you don't carry yourself like someone who demands to be taken seriously. You behave like the world owes you something just because you're a decent person. But it doesn't. It's not moved by how many times you held your tongue to spare someone's feelings. It's not applauding you for sacrificing your energy, your time, your dignity, just to make someone else comfortable. There are no invisible points being tallied, no scoreboard keeping track of how nice you were. You assume endless kindness builds connections. Doesn't. It builds cages. And guess what? You're the one locked inside. You're conditioning yourself to be weak every time you back down from the confrontation you knew you should have faced. Every time you bite your tongue, every time you put someone else's comfort ahead of your own dignity, that's not growth. That's not emotional maturity. That's you submitting. You're crushing your own fire with every forced smile. And it's obvious in your body language, in your tone, in how unsure your voice sounds when you speak your truth. You're not walking through life with direction. You're drifting, praying you won't upset anyone. Meanwhile, those with real strength are commanding the course. People might say you're kind because you care, but the ones who actually get it, they know the truth. You're kind because you're afraid. You stay soft because it's easier. You won't defend yourself because it's awkward. You've turned your fear into something noble and called it virtue. And then you wonder why nothing changes, why you get overlooked, undervalued, forgotten. It's because you've become forgettable. No edge, no direction, no power. Keep choosing kindness over strength, and it won't be one sudden blow that breaks you. It'll be a slow unraveling. Bit by bit, day by day, until all that remains is bitterness and regret. Time to wake up. This world doesn't cater to those who hide behind niceness like armor. It rewards the ones who use it strategically, who know when to show teeth, who aren't afraid to destroy false peace to guard their real power. Want to be unshakable? Then kill the coward inside you who disguises itself as kindness. Most people do not deserve your generosity. Let that truth hit hard. You've been walking around like your time, your focus, your emotional effort are infinite, throwing them around like freebies to anyone who smiles your way. And for what? Some hollow sense of approval? Some fragile validation? This warped idea that being kind to all makes you righteous? No, it makes you blind. Blind to how brutal this world really is. Blind to how self-centered and predatory people can be. You're out here giving the best of yourself to people who wouldn't bother lifting a finger if you were drowning. It's time to snap out of it. Most people are users. They're not here to build, they're here to take. They don't care about your good intentions. They only care what they can extract. They'll charm you, drain you, and disappear the second you need something in return. And still, you'll keep giving, keep showing up, keep sacrificing for people who wouldn't even show up on your darkest day. That's not compassion, that's delusion. That's you clinging to an idea of goodness while refusing to accept reality, because the truth is hard to face. It's more comfortable to believe that everyone has good in them. But that belief is what keeps you stuck. That's how you become the one everyone uses. That's how you end up at the bottom, empty, bitter, forgotten. You think your kindness is going to transform them? That if you're just patient enough, thoughtful enough, forgiving enough, they'll finally wake up and value you? No, they won't. They're not wired like you. You're giving to people who equate kindness with gullibility, who see compassion as a flaw, who determine your worth based on how easy you are to exploit. They won't say thank you. They won't feel shame. They'll feel entitled. And every time you give in, every time you hand them more of what they don't deserve, you're feeding that entitlement. You need to start guarding your energy like your existence depends on it, because it absolutely does. Your peace, your purpose, your drive, your evolution, those things don't survive when you waste your soul on the wrong people. You must become ruthless about who gets proximity to you. If they don't bring loyalty, consistency, and value, cut them off. Not to be cruel, but because you finally recognize what you're worth. Being kind to people who earn it, that's power. That's integrity. But being kind to everyone just to avoid being judged or disliked, that's weakness. That's cowardice. That's how warriors turn into sheep. You've got one shot at this life, one flame burning inside you, one opportunity to build something meaningful, and you're giving fragments of it to people who wouldn't cross the street for you. Want to win? And stop bleeding for people who wouldn't even offer a bandage. Stop pretending everyone's worthy. They're not. And the moment you accept that, everything changes. You take back your authority. You stop being a pawn. You become a force. And in a world of users, clout chasers, and energy leeches, being a force is your only chance at survival. Bryn, selective kindness is not weakness. It's mastery. It's discipline. It's strategy. When you share kindness with everyone, it becomes white noise, background hum. People stop noticing, they stop respecting because they didn't earn it. You go around handing out warmth and validation like participation trophies, then act surprised when people treat you like you don't matter. But that's not on them, it's on you. You devalued your own goodness. You watered it down. You made it so common that even those who should be grateful now feel entitled. That's what happens when you give too freely. Kindness is only powerful when it's rare, when it's reserved, when it comes from someone who doesn't offer it out of habit, but with intention. If you want people to value your loyalty, make them earn it. If you offer your respect, make sure it's to those who've stood by you through the fire. If you show up for someone, let it be because they've proved they do the same. That kind of kindness leaves impact. That kind of kindness shapes character. It carries weight. Not the fake soft kindness people use to avoid conflict. That's not virtue. It's fear. Here's the truth most won't admit. Kindness without standards is a liability. It costs you more than it gives. You give people the idea that no matter what they do, they'll still have your support. That your space is open for all, no matter how little they contribute. And that makes you easy. People need to understand that. Getting your energy, your help, your time, it's a privilege, not a given. Be dangerous. That means knowing how to hold your praise. It means knowing when to withhold your kindness. Not to hurt, but to educate. Not to punish, but to train. Let people feel the absence of your energy. Let them understand that access to you comes with expectations, that your time is expensive, that your effort is earned. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming wise, tactical, intentional. You don't pour your effort into things that won't grow. You don't throw seeds on concrete. You invest in those who are climbing beside you, bleeding beside you, striving with the same intensity. Everyone else, they hit the wall. They stay outside. They prove themselves before they get a key. Because when you stop flooding the world with kindness, people begin to treasure it. It becomes rare, valuable, respected. And when that happens, when your kindness has weight, you become unstoppable. Not because you're nice, but because you've turned kindness into precision, into a weapon, into advantage. That's the kind of kindness that doesn't just warm hearts, it shapes legacies. So here's the bottom line. Stop trying to be kind to everyone. Kindness is not who you are, it's a tool. And tools are useless without skill. Blind generosity is not virtue, it's self-betrayal. This world doesn't elevate the endlessly nice, it consumes them. It exalts those who know when to give and when to pull back. You're not here to be liked, you're here to be respected. And that respect is earned with standards, boundaries, and fire. So stop hiding behind polite smiles. Stop being the doormat. Move with power. Speak like someone who knows they matter. Make kindness something people remember, not because you gave it away, but because they worked to deserve it.